Hey guys, it's Jill. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. So today I wanted to do a video and kind of get into what it is that I am personally doing to combat and kind of work on my relationship with food and my binge eating. So I got this idea from Laura Lynn. If you are not subscribed to her, go subscribe to her because she is amazing. She is a therapist and she is also on a weight loss journey. Ooh. Y'all, no churn peppermint chocolate chunk. I got a Alexa show right here and it was just like this recipe as I'm sitting here talking about no more eating and well, I didn't say no more eating, no more binge eating. Anyways, go subscribe to her. She's a therapist and I got this idea from her. I have this notebook right here and this is my no binge arsenal. So basically, what I have done here is I have equipped myself for when I have urges to binge, what to do when I have those urges, you know, basically like rating the urges and like what to do based on the rating of the urges, you know, because sometimes you get an urge and you're just like, ooh, that sounds good. And then you have to remind yourself as to why you shouldn't right now. So basically, I have this notebook, and in this notebook, it is full of pictures when I was thin. It's also full of journals. So this journal is going to be my journal in which I actually write in, like write my feelings down in. I might do journal prompts because that is another thing that this notebook is equipped with is journal prompts. So here we have binge eating journal prompts. Did anything in particular happen when the binge started? Did you start a new job? Start fighting with your boyfriend? Is an event coming up? When are you most likely to binge? Basically, you try to get to know, like, why did you binge? Here's an emotional eating 30-day journal challenge. I also have some quotes that I can look at. Don't allow a problem you're having with food can distract you from your pain, but food cannot take away your pain. In fact, overeating the wrong foods can create more pain, which it does. If you binge when upset, you not only increase your weight, you also increase your problems, which is so true. Here's some more prompts for raising self-esteem now. So basically, sometimes when you're binging, you're just feeling really bad about yourself. And that's what I personally have been experiencing these past few months is I've just been feeling really bad about myself. I had surgery in October. I just started feeling like crap. I couldn't work out and I just stopped caring again. And that was the thing that got me in this position in the first place was I just didn't care. So that is a really good thing. Like you're feeling bad or down about yourself and you're just like, I'm this and I'm that, da da da. So you write down like, you know, I'm proud of these traits. And basically what this does is it gets you out of your head and into thinking of different things. Like mind off of the food, mind on to why are we doing this? What was the purpose in the first place? Remind yourself of your whys. That is another thing that I'm going to have written down in my journal. I wrote it down on my phone. And y'all, when I wrote down my whys, I was real and raw 100% because that's not anything that I'm sharing with anyone. They are going to be my real, true, raw, and real reasons as to why I want to lose this weight. So that is what is going to be written down on the first page of this journal. In this journal, I also have pictures of myself when I was thin. This was me before. So when I had my daughter, I went and I weighed 309 pounds. And that was my highest weight previously to now. But previously, I had gotten down. So I was 309. I had gotten down to this, which is like 212. So I wanted to put that reminder picture of like, Jill, you can do this. This was no diet pills. This was no intense diet plan or exercise program, no trainer, no nothing. This was 100% me. So if I did it before, I can do it again. So yeah, this is just full of, again, pictures of me. It also has pockets. So if I want to put anything like super personal or again, quotes or anything that's just going to get my mind off of that binge and that urge. So raising self-esteem now, 50 journal prompts for self-discovery, 35 self-love journal prompts, and then again, just quotes. I think that this is something that is going to be incredibly helpful for me. I also have a full entire list of what I am to do when I have the urge to binge. So from that very first urge of, ooh, I want to go get ice cream with the kids. That sounds really good right now. But I also really want, you know when you have that fight with yourself, I want to go do this, I want to eat this. And it's like, because I always tell myself, Jill, you can really have whatever you want. You just need to make sure that you can fit it into your calories. And sometimes I will go over the calories and whatnot. But sometimes I fight with myself and I'm like, but I really don't want to eat this because of this. I really have goals and I want to achieve those goals. So I have steps 1 through 10 written out on what I have to do if, the more intense the urges get, the more intense the intervention is. So I have all of that, and I really recommend that you guys have a plan written down, just like you have an emergency plan for something that happens in your house, or you have an emergency plan on how to escape your apartment building or your place, your office building. You need to have an escape plan for when you start to have those binge urges, because we all know those jokers can sometimes seem to come out of nowhere. And sometimes there is some kind of triggering event, but sometimes it's just like, I just want to eat. Like, I just want to eat. I miss that feeling. I miss that comfort that food brought me. And that itself is a triggering event, the comfort that you miss, the feeling that you miss of eating, this indulgent food with your family, or cooking this indulgent meal for your family. This journal right here, I have listed, this was something that Laura Lynn had talked about, and she was saying rate the urge, and based on your urges is what you should do. So she kind of like made some suggestions. She also talked about the cognitive triangle, where you have your trigger event, and then the behaviors. So it could be, the trigger event is, let's see, the triggering event for me back in October was the fact that, I can't work out anymore. The behaviors is always for me going to be binging, like always going to be binging. The emotions that came with that triggering event of the surgery and not being able to work out, and also me binging, is sadness, shame because I binged. Now I'm like self-loathing and self-hatred. Now I have like feelings of self-hatred and loathing. And then you have your thoughts like, I'm never going to do this. What's the point anymore? Like, I'm not even happy. I don't have those feel-good emotions anymore. Those feel-good endorphins that I used to when I was working out. I don't have those anymore, and I can't work out, and I can't for 4 to 6 more weeks, and this just sucks, and I can't eat. Like, I'm just going to eat whatever, and I'm just done. So basically, you need to interrupt those things. You need to have some kind of coping skill. And I talked about this before, where I need to find more coping skills. Unfortunately, I have learned more from Laura Lynn than I have with my own therapist. We have for 3 weeks now been talking about coping skills for binging, and she has not yet come up with one. And I'm just like left out here in the wilderness to just go and research on my own. And I'm kind of like, why are you even here again? I think I'm going to search for a new therapist. So anyways, basically for me, you need to interrupt those thoughts before they get too deep and down and dirty. I also have like more pictures of me when I was thin. Y'all, I'm equipping myself because I want to visually, I even have it on my home screen. Like, y'all, I have pictures of me everywhere. So that way I can, when the urge hits, I can look and physically see. For some people, it's that dress that you used to wear, or it's the pair of pants that you used to wear, or a pair of pants that you want to get down into. You can visually look at that and say, okay, no, I want to get that I want to get into that again. I'm not going to do this. But for me, visually looking at a pair of pants or an old dress I used to wear is not where it's at. This is where it's at, to physically see what I'm trying to achieve and what I'm wanting to get out of this and why I need to work so hard. Why is this so important? Why is it so important that I look like this again, that I feel like this again, that I'm back down to this weight again? I just literally have pictures everywhere. So again, I think that that's something that's going to be incredibly helpful for me. And then I also printed out these cognitive triangles. So you have your behavior, feelings, thoughts. And then I went a step further and I wrote on the back of each one of these pieces of paper that I'm going to start challenging my thoughts. So I wrote down here 1 through 5. Are my thoughts accurate? Are my thoughts helpful? What can I say to myself that would be more accurate, positive, or helpful? What are the advantages to staying on track and not binging? How would I feel right now if I binged? What feelings am I trying to avoid? So I think that this little arsenal of things that I have in here is going to be extremely helpful. I also have not only have I listed this little rate the urge, what is this called, chart. I also wrote down the cognitive triangle, reminding myself how I can do it. And then I kind of gave myself an example. So for instance, trigger event is, say, my weigh-in. My weigh-in was crap. So I binged. I was like, F it, I'll just eat. I mean, I'm gaining weight anyway, so I might as well just eat. Whatever. So then the emotions that I'm feeling is sad, anger, self-pity, and thoughts. I'm so fat. I hate myself. I'll never lose this weight. What good is that? What good is that doing me? Seriously. Have you ever stopped to think when you're telling yourself these thoughts and these thoughts are hitting your head and you're starting to believe these thoughts? Have you ever challenged them and said, what good is this doing? I also have written down more coping skills. So again, I have this crap written down everywhere. So if this notebook is the only notebook I have on me, or if this notebook is the only notebook I have on me, I have these coping skills written down literally everywhere. So more coping skills, and I think more examples. But I decided that I'm going to use this as an affirmation journal. So last night I wrote down, I will weigh 140 pounds again. And I also wrote, I will lose 183 pounds. Affirmations are so important, again, to remind yourself and to put in that positive thought and that positive frame of mind into your forefront of your brain, because you're constantly telling yourself all of these thoughts. And because you're so negative, for me personally, because I'm so negative and I'm so used to having all of these thoughts and not challenging them, or not even sometimes even paying attention to them, they just keep coming and coming and coming because I'm so immune to them. We just got a bunch of junk going on up in our head that we need to shake out and get rid of. So this is going to be huge in my success. And on top of that, I'm also going to start a new series called Beat the Binge. So on my list of things to, my little plan, my go-to plan of when the very first urge starts, I have these lists of things to do. And basically, I'm going to start vlogging every single urge to binge from beginning to end. And some of them will be hopefully super short, where I can just compile a really good bit of urges to binge, talking it out with you guys, and then I'll upload the video. But sometimes I will probably have urges where they just don't go away, and I'm going to take you guys through step 1 to step 10 of me going through trying to distract myself from the urge to binge. Also, in my little action plan, I think it's number 8, is to talk to someone, and my friends are just they're not like readily available for me to just call them any time of the day to be like, hey, like I need you, I'm binging or I'm about to binge. So I figured I have like 13,000 friends like right here in you guys. So I will do live streams if I'm ever in that mode and I'm almost about to give in to the urge. I'm going to live stream so I can talk to you guys. You guys can encourage me. I can encourage you guys. Maybe at that time you guys will need it too. So, you know, it's just it's going to be a really good thing. I think that this is something that is going to be huge in my recovery because again, I am 100% a food addict. And the difference between me and an alcoholic or a drug addict is the fact that I cannot give up food. I have to have food in order to live. So it just makes it that much more challenging because I just can't say, food, I'm not going to eat you anymore. It's always around. We always have to be around it. You know, with an alcoholic, they can choose whether they're going to put themselves in a situation where alcohol is going to be around. You know, we can still choose if we want to go to a party because there's going to be food there, but most of the time we're not going to not go to an event because there's food there because we want to see our family, we want to spend time with our friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about coping mechanisms and finding those coping skills. And again, as soon as I have this surgery and as soon as I'm cleared to work out, it is going to be like, that is going to be another one of my big coping skills because I already know it has been proven that it is very helpful for me, but unfortunately I won't have that for several more weeks. And I don't know what my recovery is going to be, 4 to 6 weeks. I don't know, but whatever the case may be, I am going to eventually have that as well. So until then, I need to have something, and I think this is going to be huge. So I hope that this video was helpful. I hope it wasn't boring. I hope I didn't ramble. I hope you guys didn't feel it pointless. Part of me is like, this video is so pointless, don't even bother putting it up. But then another part of me is like, Jill, put the video up. So I'm leaning towards the Jill, put the video up. And if it does well, it does well. If like 100 people view it and you all hate it, then it was a flop, whatever. But I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys are not subscribed here, please subscribe. If you guys like my makeup look, by the way, because a lot of you are mentioning about my makeup. I am starting to do get ready with me's on here. But if you like this one in particular, go to my main channel, Miss Green Eyes. I am doing a cosmetics and crime, or I filmed a cosmetics and crimes with this makeup look, so you can see me do this makeup if you are interested. And I don't know if I'm going to link the video, if the video will be up when this one goes up. I'm not sure because I don't necessarily have like a set schedule of like when I'm going to upload what videos. But just go subscribe to that channel. And also go follow me on Instagram, which is Miss Green Eyes 1380. I have a new Instagram. So go follow me over there and I'll be updating you guys on my weight loss journey as well, and my surgery and updates and how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, how I'm coping, all of that stuff. Okay, so I love you. Have an awesome day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.